Welcome to the 16th episode of the Animal Riot podcast, brought to you by Animal Riot Press, a literary press for books that matter. It's your producer, Katie, here, and this episode has been edited to reflect our new name. If you're new to the Animal Riot community, welcome, and you can find out more about us at animalriotpress.com. Now on to the episode with your host, Brian Birnbaum, and today's guests, the boys of Amazon Book Club, Ganesh Sarma, Austin Hanna, and Shane Berglow.
I'm your host, Brian Birnbaum. We're here today with Ganesh Sarma, Austin Hanna, and Shane Berglow. Berklow or Berklow?
Berklow.
Berklow.
You got it.
Yeah.
Berklow.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Berklow.
Could be Berklow.
It's like the low Berk.
Yeah.
That's how I think of it.
I can see Lil Jon getting down with that. Berklow.
Oh, we never, in 13 years, I've never thought to get Berklow.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Well, too
That's
bad.
tough. Too late.
Yeah.
I'll work it in somewhere.
All right, so yeah, you guys are the co-hosts, I should say, and creators of Amazon Book Club, a podcast whose each episode features a free ebook on Amazon. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm going to let you guys explain it. Today's brand of fuckery is brought to you by AWP. Do you guys know what AWP is?
Is it a root beer?
No.
I'm just kidding.
A&W. A&W, that's good. No, I like that's close. They should rename it. It's a writers' conference that we all just got back. You know what it is?
No, I saw your posts about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're famous.
Cool.
But yeah, so there's like 12,000 of us that congregate on a city. And the
Jesus
city was
Christ.
Portland. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And,
12,000
you know,
of us is a terrifying thing to say. There's 12,000 of me.
yeah, no, the Lyft and Uber drivers were like, what the fuck's going on right now?
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
How was it? Was it a lot of fun?
It was a lot of fun. Who would have thought that writers like to drink a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I just like, who fucking knew? But yeah, so I was there doing God's work, which was drinking and reading and shit. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy
That is
today.
the essence of humanity.
So yeah, so the challenge is like, I don't know. Katie, did you have a challenge? Our producers did. 4 donuts.
I can eat 4 donuts.
Yeah, 4 donuts to one person. You volunteered.
Sure. Is there a time limit?
Let's
And,
just
like,
say by the end of the episode. That's kind of.
That's a lot of donuts, but
We've already talked about the Odyssey on this episode on this podcast. I'm sorry before, and I'm just gonna say it right now. We have to because there's only 4 donuts on here, and I just want to put it in comparison.
sure.
The Odyssey is. We can totally cut this out. I don't give a shit.
Leave it in.
It's.
I want to hear this later.
We're gonna say it again for anyone who hasn't heard this episode. There's 4 numbers.
Okay.
6, 12, 18, and 24. Right, and you have to assign one of those numbers to another activity. So the 4 activities are completed masturbations, jizzes, what have you.
Perfect. Good at that.
Beers drank,
All right. We can do that.
donuts eaten.
Oh, shit.
So, this is below the threshold of the Odyssey,
Okay.
4 Odyssey numbers, and miles ran.
Oh.
All right.
So, yeah, I just wanted to, for posterity, I wanted to put
Gotcha.
that back in here. Anyways, okay, so yeah, explain the podcast. You volunteered.
Sure, I did volunteer. Also, I say this verbatim on the podcast every week.
State your name for the record.
My
again.
name's Austin Hanna.
Yeah,
and
so we know we can match, names to voices. And
when you
stuff,
hear this
right?
voice, I want you to think Austin Hanna. What we do
exactly.
on our podcast, Amazon Book Club, is we read a free ebook from Amazon Prime. They're not really free. You have to pay $120 per year for it.
Per month? No.
Also, an aside, one of my coworkers today admitted to foraging for
Foraging
for
for
in the
ebooks.
woods for ebooks. No, forging transcripts, college transcripts, so he can tell Amazon that he's still a student. So he's been paying half price for like 10 years. I didn't even know you could do that.
I feel like you can put in less effort for a greater return on some racket. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
You should be
that's
counterfeiting money or
really
something.
specific. Yeah.
I agree. So
Anyway.
either way, so let's say you're paying $60 per month because you're forging your transcripts. You get these ebooks. We read the first page, the 25% mark, the 50% mark, the 75% mark, and the last page of the book. We read 5 pages of the book, which some may say is not reading the book. And then we kind of, as we go through the book, we comment on it. We kind of interrupt and put our thoughts out on it.
Ganesh reads it.
Yeah, y'all don't actually read any of it.
That's true.
I read it all to you.
I listen.
like I am your parent.
Well, in some ways, you are. I barely even listen. Half the time I'm zoning out.
I hear like one word every so often, and then I'm like, oh yeah, let me say something about it.
Then we
And
talk
you just
about it.
extrapolate from that word.
Then
I
we spend
love
10
it.
minutes talking about our favorite cereals or television chefs.
We argue
Basically,
about sandwiches a lot.
yeah, it's for a literary podcast. There's a lot of talk about
We're not a literary podcast.
Oh,
Let's
it
make that
definitely-
distinction right now.
our food
No, you
preferences.
definitely, you definitely are. You're doing great work, guys, because, someone needs to know. Someone needs to tell them.
Someone's got to read these books. If it's like if a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears it, did it really fall? These books
right.
exist, and we give them the air they need to live. Is what I say. That's
guys-
beautiful. I should say that on the podcast that we host.
Have you guys actually tracked sales after you do?
Well, no.
It's not possible for you guys, I guess.
Well, the other thing is they're free, so they don't really sell.
or to downloads, I guess.
I wish we could.
The books are
the
like
funny thing. All of the authors say that they're best-selling authors.
Yeah, but
New York Times or
I'm like,
USA Today
how?
best-selling authors.
every
'Cause that doesn't
bio
mean
is like
anything.
best-selling.
Oh, I'm not supposed to believe everyone that says that on Twitter. Huh?
Yeah, no.
Interesting.
Believe it or not, some
Okay.
people are lying about it. But I will say, like,
Okay.
our episode listens are not terrific, but they are often higher than the number of reviews a book has. So I'm like, there's probably some episodes where more people have listened to it than read the book. So I try to weigh it that way. I hope that overall it's a positive influence on these books and people get attention from it.
And the books themselves, although they're free, they're like gateway drugs into the series. So
That's
like
true.
I guess the concept is you get the first book for free and then you have to pay money for the rest of them.
Gets
So
you
if you
hooked.
like that free book so much, you're going to read 7 or 8 more of them.
Right.
That's like my weed dealer on 150.
Exactly, right.
Like when I met him, he's like, yo, I got bud, and I was like, I have some. He's like, here, no, first one's on me,
Yeah,
dude.
first hit-
I was
first
like,
hit's
you,
free.
I was like, yeah, you just got a new client, man.
The first hit of this
Salesmanship.
Texas-based romance novel about a lonely cop is free, and then you can read the rest of the 20 books in the series.
That are the exact same.
Yeah.
And you guys have definitely done it, right? You guys have just
Oh,
dove in.
Ganesh might.
We've seen all these crazy like subcultures that people are obsessed with. There's definitely a cop romance
A
thing.
lot of books about like
There's-
lonely law enforcement officers.
Yeah.
It's definitely like
So
a huge.
it sounds like
thing for them.
nour. It's like a specific type of noir. Or like,
I wouldn't
It's
even.
like
That's
Southern
almost putting
porn.
too nice of a. bow
I don't
on
know.
it. Yeah.
It's definitely like graphic sex.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
There's a lot of romance in air quotes, meaning a lot of weird sex stuff. But it's often about.
Poorly written sex scenes as well.
Well, sometimes they're
You would
beautiful-
write 'em
sometimes
better?
they're beautifully
Yeah,
written.
I think I would write them better.
Oh,
that's like a Cards Against Humanity card right there. Poorly written sex scenes.
Yeah, that could have been the name of our podcast, frankly. But I would say generally, I wouldn't say they're poorly written. I try to go into it with the positive attitude that maybe this book will be good. I would say that's our general attitude. We don't go into it thinking like, let's just rip this book.
We get surprised. I mean, we enjoy some of them, but the thing also, like we're only reading like the very bare bones, like the complete bare minimum, and we have no idea what's going on when we jump ahead. So a lot of it's us like framing
Filling in
these
the blanks,
stories
yeah.
for each other, and we're way off like all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the fun of the podcast is that
Yeah.
we kind of try to fill in the blanks and figure out what's happening. Again, not the way anybody would recommend you read a book, but it's what we do. We're good at it.
Do you guys wanted to do one, right?
You want to do a book today?
Yeah.
I mean-
I thought that was I thought that was your idea.
Oh well, Ganesh, what do you?
It was, we can do it.
Yeah.
I think we
can do
should.
it.
And I could totally sit on the sidelines and just like watch
If
you
you
guys
want,
go.
we could do
Yeah.
like a chapter of a book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
right,
yeah, a
cool.
little sample for
All right,
everyone.
sure.
A
We can do
little
a
sample of the book of the book.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. A little taste.
Yeah.
Just a tiny taste of this smaller, some like piece of a larger
Yeah.
book. All right. Yeah. We could do that. I could do it. Yeah. I'm ready.
Someone's life is about to change.
Which other author we choose is about to hit it big here. Yeah. Weirdly enough, we don't really hear from too many authors, except for a couple.
We've heard from two.
Yeah.
One positive, one negative.
Yeah. One extremely negative.
Right.
Should we get into the negative?
Let's do one first.
You want to do one?
Let's do one, and then
do
we'll
it
talk
first?
about
All
the
right.
thing
All right.
that
All right.
we talked about before. you
Sure.
know?
Yeah. Let's do a chapter of a book here.
All right, Ganesh
Ooh.
is taking out his pocket Kindle.
So the great thing about my Amazon account now is it just recommends bullshit books to me
His
because
Amazon
that's
account's
all I
just
get.
Just for the record, I'm going to eat my first donut.
Yeah, they need like a. Oh yeah, good job.
I'm not going to talk for like 15 minutes.
Excellent.
You guys do it. I'll eat this donut.
Entenmann's, can't go wrong.
How about Spooky Shopping Mall?
Sure.
Oh my god,
Yeah. Let's do
Or
it.
that's a Jamie
no.
Lee Curtis
Cute-
movie.
Oh
right?
shit! Cutie Pies and Deadly Lies.
I kind of like Spooky Shopping Mall. This is how we choose the book for the podcast. We talk for 5 minutes and go, this title's funny.
Or if the cover is outrageous.
Yeah.
I don't know where they find the designers that put these covers together, but It's definitely like one stock hot man body that they use on like all of them.
I've seen the same abs across many books.
That guy's rolling in the dough, man.
Yeah, wow.
Whoever
It's
that
just some
six pack
like,
is.
someone on Fiverr, I'm sure.
on Fiverr. Yeah. Man, I would love to be the guy on Fiverr that's just like, take a picture of my abs for $100. Okay, did you find a book?
Yeah, Spooky Shopping Mall.
Do you want to? What are we gonna do? The first page?
Sure.
Let's do the first page.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Ooh, and then maybe we could finish it on our podcast. I don't know. We'll see. Have a little to be continued.
All right.
A little meta action.
So normally I would read the synopsis first and just to get a little context, but I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
So
Ready,
this
Shane?
is
Sure.
Spooky Shopping Mall.
You sure you don't want to do context? I mean, I kind of want them to.
You want the context?
Yeah,
Let's hear the
I want the full
Synopsis is my
experience here.
favorite part.
Yeah, don't deny them.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is Spooky Shopping Mall by Steve Higgs and Gemma Higgs.
Oh, that is co-written.
Two people.
That's another. I will say another
Whoa.
big trope in the free ebook game is it's a lot of couples that write together. A lot of people teaming up. If you thought these books were good with one author, just wait till two. Take a stab at
Sean Platt, Johnny B. Truant. Tag
we
team.
do have a
We've done
favorite.
a couple of
Yeah.
Those are real
theirs.
names.
Yeah.
it. Yes.
As far as
I
we
want to
know.
believe those are not pen names, but
Yeah, Johnny B. Trent has to be a real person.
That's
or I'm going to be pissed off.
well, wait, what was it again? It was Johnny
Johnny B. Truant.
Johnny B. Truant.
He's written probably our favorite book that we've read on the podcast, Fat Vampire.
That's right.
And Fat Vampire 2.
Those are good ones. For a while, he had a writing partner, which seems to have disappeared at some point.
Yeah.
We're just Truant at this point. Platt's
Right.
long gone.
Yeah, pure truant is where the action
Yeah,
happens.
pure uncut Truant. That's what I'm
great.
looking
I think
for.
Johnny killed him.
I mean, the success went to his head, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe he was gonna snitch on him for being truant.
Truant. Wow.
Can't have that. Can't have that on your record.
If you love deeply funny page-turning mysteries like those by Amanda Lee, I'm gonna skip all these names.
I love her.
Amanda Lee?
Who knows? Yeah.
When hysterical customers claim their shopping mall,
The other good part of the podcast is Ganesh just fucks up words. All
I
the time.
fuck up so much.
And you guys just edit it, or do
No,
you,
we laugh at him. We point and laugh. And
you
We're
just
like-
wait? I'm not. Wait, really?
Yeah.
It sounds so smooth when I'm listening.
Oh, he cuts it a little bit. But
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say it sounds like just you guys are just riffing. It's just like wow.
Oh no, it's
We do
all
riff.
real time.
We're prone to riff,
There's
but-
like you clean up like us breathing heavily, and
Shane's often grunting and moaning into the microphone. It's
Or
a
like-
sight to see.
my stupid little vape noise.
That's true. You guys
You
are
hate
ripping
that?
Yeah, you
jewels,
gotta
like-
stop hitting the jewel.
You hate
right
the
into
vape
mic.
noise, really?
Well, we press
I
record and then they both rip the jewel, and I'm just like,
But it's like Lil Wayne on the Carter 3. You know, it's just like the bubblers going
Not
down.
nearly.
That's
as
what I
cool.
was channeling.
you just changed my mind. I want you guys to rip the jewel harder than before.
You got it, boss.
All right, let's hear the synopsis.
All right, sorry, we're interrupting.
When hysterical customers claim their shopping
No,
has
that's
been
the whole point. We interrupt him all. He loves it too.
Nope. When hysterical customers claim their shopping has been stolen by a ghost, the shopping mall manager calls the only paranormal investigation agency in the book. Meet Amanda Harper, paranormal PI.
Cool.
Not in the world that
Yeah,
the
just
book
the-
takes place.
The book.
In the book. It might be
in this
somewhere
book.
else.
Yeah, she's checking the yellow pages.
Meet Amanda Harper, paranormal PI, but it's Amanda's first day and nothing in life has prepared her for the bedlam that will follow. What is the truth behind the mysterious missing shopping bags?
Who cares? Why is this a thing? Oh, my shopping bag.
Does she have any idea what she's doing? And why? Oh, why did she invite sassy BFF Patience Woods to help her out?
Patience Woods is an all-timer. That's a great name.
That is
Yeah.
great. Patience Woods.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make
Woods.
the obvious joke here. I think that's tried.
true.
Solving this is going to be tough, but if the ghost case wasn't confusing enough, she's got a bit of a crush on her new boss and a date in Paris with a billionaire gentleman that seems too good to be true.
Whoa.
This rules.
She's got a lot going on.
This isn't all in the first book. This isn't in.
This isn't the series. This
Yeah.
is the first
This is
book.
one book.
This is one book.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a. I don't remember that whole plot. That's very complicated.
That's the best part. And
Yeah.
The other good thing about our podcast is we will just never touch on lots of this.
Yeah, we'll never see it.
We'll never see the billionaire. Who
Well,
knows?
they're all paced like TV movies. Like so much is going on.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of room to work with it. It's crazy.
It's true. Also,
they must watch a lot of TV movies.
They are
these
kind of like
authors.
these are. I will say these are like the Hallmark Channel of books.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a Lifetime / Sci-Fi Channel.
It is a little bit. Sci-fi, yeah. The
Yeah.
sci-fi books are my personal favorites because those are the ones where the authors just go fucking buck wild and just come up with all kinds of weird verbiage that doesn't exist. Like every sci-fi book has like every planet's name and like every different kind of species. It's my favorite.
So
I
trying to
hate
build a universe. You know?
I
world building.
can't stand that.
You don't have an imagination. All right. Do you
I
want
like the Tom Clancy knockoff. So those are my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's
good.
beautiful stuff.
It is, yeah. The ones that are just like total military fetishism. That's
Yeah.
great, great stuff.
Just waiting for Nicolas Cage to
Yeah,
like
exactly.
read the script.
It's always about some special ops guy who's like dog died and is just depressed or something.
I feel like John Voight has like all of those books.
Yeah.
Like on his mantle, you know?
He's probably written a couple himself.
Well, do you want to read the book? Should
Yeah,
we read
let's
the
do
first
it.
chapter?
Let's do it.
Off your phone. This is a different experience for Ganesh.
Usually I read it off a $40 Amazon Kindle.
We should get paid for that kind of advertising.
That's
Oh,
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
bleep that out.
That's what I'm saying. Amazon's in the damn name. I don't even like Amazon.
No.
But yet, we're not raking in any money yet, which is fine. Someday.
One day.
Someday I'll...
No,
pin
they're,
Jeff
they're
Bezos
gonna
down.
sue us, man.
Just threaten to change your name. They'll come crawling.
Yeah, the Bezos Book Club.
Yeah, that is-
Bezos.
yeah, we're going to get even more
Books
personal.
Bezos really likes. I am serious.
All right, here we go. The elevator doors swished open with the barest whisper of noise. The young man stood waiting for it, was playing with his phone using just his right hand, while in his left he hefted several bags that were shiny and new from a variety of shops.
Sounds like we caught the shopping bag thief.
Yeah. Good thing he's hefting bags.
Case closed.
Thought he was gonna be hefting something else.
He looked up briefly and stepped over the threshold into the shiny metal box. Just as the doors were closing, a hand slithered between them, and two pretty girls in their early 20s got in.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah. All right. My kind of elevator.
They were chatting about something on TV, talking about the hunk who had his shirt off last night. "What floor?" he asked, his hand hovering over the buttons. They were on the bottom floor anyway.
Imagine being that guy with your hand just kind of like near the buttons. Where are you going?
I'll take you there.
They were on the bottom floor anyway, so whichever level they wanted, the elevator would be traveling in the right direction.
That's how they work. Beautiful. Yeah.
That's great. Gotta love a good lift, huh?
Yeah. I don't care. Do you ever? I was reading the other day that elevators. I think that they should be falling way more often. No, isn't it kind of shocking to you that elevators? Are not
What
just,
about it? Like the cables? Like
How does it
what
not
about
fail
it?
more often? Why aren't there just people falling out of? The
I
sky?
think about that with like things like just the buildings.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how is that standing up still?
I agree.
I don't get it.
You ever been in a tall building and it creaks and it's like,
Yeah.
how's this shit just not
Like the people that build them, they don't have like PhDs. Like they're
Exactly.
just like,
And a lot of these
know?
buildings were built in like 1920.
I don't get
Who
it.
the fuck was? Who knew?
Yeah,
I don't
They
get.
built-
That's a book.
They built the Empire State Building in less than a year.
Yeah, that's absurd.
That's
it takes longer than
crazy.
that to build a Dwayne Reed. That's insane. Anyway, sorry. This is what happens on the podcast. Real worth your time, I think.
They were on the bottom floor. Read that. The Pentagon.
That happens a lot.
But read it again 'cause it's so good. No.
The Pentagon only had. Oh, this isn't a shopping mall. It's the Pentagon.
What?
The Pentagon only had 2 levels with shops. Unless. Oh.
They got some retail space.
This is the Pentagon Shopping Center.
Oh, sorry.
It is the Pentagon.
right.
It's a Pentagon.
It is one of them.
They put a Lord and Taylor in the federal building.
The lesser known Pentagon. Where's the Dillards?
Have you ever been in a Dillard's?
Hell yeah. I'm from the South, man. Where do you think I bought all my nice clothes for school?
You went to Dillard's? I went to Belk.
I've never even heard of Belk.
You haven't
Is that
heard
a
of
thing?
Belk?
That's definitely a Southern
That's a
thing.
disgusting
Yeah.
word.
Is it? I don't know what. Are you from the South as well?
Yeah.
We're all Southern.
Oh my
We're all
God. So
big-
is our producers.
Where are you from?
You know Belk?
Are you allowed to talk?
Do you know Belk?
Can we talk?
Do you know Sergio?
Yes, I know Bella.
Oh, all right. Shit. Finally, somebody does. I just thought he made it up.
Hey, she's not allowed to talk. No, I'm just kidding.
I had lived up here for like 2 years, and my mom sent me, I guess for my birthday, she mailed me a gift card to Belk.
That's the saddest thing.
And I was like, this doesn't exist.
What do you buy at Belk?
It's
Belts
like
or something?
Yeah, I mean,
It's like a department store. It's like
Suspenders.
Bedding.
Wallets, trousers.
they sell
ties,
like
bow ties.
a lot of like polo shirts.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds
Like Ralph Lauren.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, you know me.
He's stocking up on polos.
The Pentagon only had 2 levels with shops. It was one of the first indoor shopping malls built in the area way back in the 70s.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
How's that building still standing?
They don't have an elevator. So. Oh, they do. Oh, I miss them.
Which, like, now that I hear it's only 2
happens.
floors, it's like, did you really need the elevator?
No, just
Like,
put in a bunch of escalators.
That's what escalators are for, man.
Are we talking
I
about
guess.
the Pentagon or the mall?
I'm talking about both. Does the real Pentagon have an elevator? And if so, why?
The planners had undoubtedly expected the offices to be a draw when it was erected, but they mostly sat empty. 3, please. The prettier of the two girls replied with a throwaway smile.
That is a judgment
Yeah,
call.
weird.
That is a straight up
Weird
judgment
detail.
call.
I bet the husband.
I
wrote
was
those.
envisioning the uglier ones.
I also need to just go back and say, like he said, the barest whisper of a noise. That was the
Yeah.
first line.
It's beautiful.
How fucking vague is that? Like a noise. You
So
know,
like
how-
a whisper.
You know how elevators sound.
yeah, really,
right?
really,
You've been there.
really stretching out how to just say a whisper of the barest hint of wind from your lips. It's like, all right, we get it.
Like a fart, but it's not like a sneeze that was held. I don't know.
like a fart from your mouth.
He was also parked on 3, so he stabbed the button with one finger as the doors began to once again slide closed. With a small lurch, the elevator began moving. He was leaning idly against the back wall and had put his bags down so that he could use both hands on his phone.
Damn, cool guy. Leaning on the back wall.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my move.
Yeah?
I,
You like to-
my,
you're
that's
in
my
an
go-to.
elevator?
Yeah.
Ankles crossed.
Yeah.
You don't know what else
I
to do.
lean, ankles crossed, got my little
Yep.
phone out, looking at Twitter.
You
When
can't
I-
be
I don't
fucked.
know.
Yeah.
No, when I'm on the elevator, I just stand right at the doors and wait for it to open, like people waiting to get on an airplane. I'm just like constantly there, and if people have to push past me, I'm like, ugh, I get upset. That's just me though. I'm rude.
Then the elevator jerked to a halt and the lights went out. The cramped interior of the lift was split by a scream from one of the girls, an involuntary reaction, but one that caused him to jump more than the lights going out had. A second or so later, the lights came back on and the lift started moving again. "Oh my God, what was that?" one girl asked of the other.
It was that guy, that weird guy, Shane.
"I don't know, but I didn't like it," she wailed in return. "It was probably a power outage," he interjected, trying to sound authoritative and knowledgeable.
Is this the leaner?
Yeah, this
Yep.
is the leaner.
Oh my God.
mansplaining the elevator malfunction.
Must be
It
the
was
power.
just a power outage.
Not
All
quite
right,
as
guy.
hunky as, you know.
No, yeah, the voice doesn't scream hunk to me. That's a Ganesh problem.
Both girls turned slightly to look at him, maybe waiting for him to expand on his statement, but he had nothing else he could think of to say. They turned back away from him, and the girl with the phone lifted it once more to try taking the selfie again. Then she screamed a scream that would echo in the man's head for years to come.
Wait, a selfie was just put in the middle of these screams. Like
Yeah.
they're just horrific events
Yeah.
that have caused her to scream.
And then she immediately takes a selfie.
And then she just needs, yeah.
Perhaps
It's
a
like,
commentary
what was I
on-
doing again? Before I was scared to death, basically.
Yeah, no, fuck it. I'll take a picture of this moment.
You know-
I'd love to remember this.
Her personal brand needs the content.
Yeah. Hashtag screaming
Just
in the
got-
elevator.
Just got really fucking scared in the elevator with this fucking creep.
He's like in the photo.
This guy fucking sucks. Hashtag weird.
She let go of her phone just as the elevator jerked to a stop and pinged its arrival at their floor. The door swished open.
Like the softest whisper you've ever heard.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The barest.
No, this is a swish on the top floor. It's because the wind
Ooh.
carries up.
It's a pressure factor
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, they got sucked out.
She screamed again and ran out of the elevator, bouncing off the still opening doors in her haste to escape. Her friend followed closely behind. "Your phone!" the man called after them, wondering what the hell was going on.
Something spooky is going to be in that selfie. Calling it. Is that what's happening?
God.
Oh.
Love to ruin the book before we hear it. Read
Yeah,
more.
that's gonna be it. That's Chekhov's gun, guys. You guys heard of that?
Check out
Okay,
selfie.
good. Chekhov's selfie.
He jammed a foot up against the right-hand door to stop it from closing and bent down to pick up the phone. As he turned it over and saw the screen, his soul froze.
My God.
It's me. I'm ugly.
I look like shit.
The girl had managed to snap the first selfie when the lights had gone out. And there, between their heads and right next to him, was the shape of a person.
Oh my God.
No way.
Another person, I presume.
Yeah.
It was caught in motion and it was blurry, but it was undeniably the outline of the figure of a person in the lift with them when the lights were out. The lift pinged again, the doors tried to close, shoving against his foot so that he had to increase the weight on it to keep it in place.
Okay. I get it.
That's physics.
Yeah, that works.
What was he seeing?
That plays. It checks out.
What was he seeing? He needed to show this to someone. The police? Or maybe the Ghostbusters?
The police. I stole this woman's phone. This picture's weird.
Are the Ghostbusters in this book, though? That's what I want to know.
Maybe, yeah.
They kind of are. They were referenced.
So this exists in a world where Ghostbusters did exist.
Yeah.
Okay. All
But
right.
are they in the book? You know?
Yeah. This is just a Ghostbusters fan fiction.
I would like that in the summary.
He could feel his hair standing on end, staring at the screen on his phone. On the phone, the lift pinged again and he realized he needed to move, go and find the two girls or something. He would send himself the photograph first, though.
Oh,
What?
This guy's putting his numbers in.
Oh, no.
Creep.
That's definitely Jamie Lee Curtis. That's the
He
person.
named himself Hot Elevator Guy. Heart emoji. Call me later.
He turned to get this shopping from the floor where he had placed it. It was no longer there.
Damn.
That could be the end of the chapter right there.
That was the end of the
Oh,
chapter.
it was.
Boom. Well, I'd say that's a spooky shopping mall.
That was the first page, though, right? Or was it the whole chapter?
That was the whole chapter.
Oh,
but it was also
good.
one page.
Often in these free ebooks, the chapters are just 2 pages.
Yeah.
yeah. There's often like 45 chapters per book.
Yeah, we'll jump ahead and it'll be like chapter 71, and we're like, oh my god.
Yeah. They're basically.
Why do that to yourself?
No, that's beautiful plot movement. You know, as George of the George Poor fame would say, like in Top Gun, the plot moves every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
you know?
No, it's
It's
honestly.
like every page. You're just
I think that's how you should write books. Just
Haikus, basically.
one paragraph per chapter, 40 chapters,
That's it.
done. That's all you need.
and then say what's not in the book and what is at
Yeah.
the end of every chapter.
Exactly, yes. So that's it. That's a little taste of what we do on the podcast. There's usually some music, some sound effects. We have fun. We spend a lot of time talking about bullshit that's not the book. Yeah. But in general, that's the gist.
Your podcast is a lot like our podcast, except we don't review free ebooks on Amazon.
True.
That's like the main difference.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get like a little serious, I guess you could say. Serious.
Yeah, and you have like
Doing air quotes.
actual authors and like real people on.
Real people.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you guys? Are you guys apparitions in the elevator right now?
We're definitely not serious at all. Although, maybe we should make the turn. Take it. Let's read it. I think I've been petitioning that we should read the Bible. Man, it hasn't happened.
that,
You know?
that would be great.
Oh, I like
episode
that.
100.
It's it, but you know, and here this is a segue into the cease and desist letter. But if you think that, you know, if you got a cease and desist letter off that,
If I got one from God, we
If
made
you
it. We have made it. If the Holy Father himself says you guys got to stop,
God,
I will listen.
God leaves us a 1-star review on
Yeah.
iTunes.
yeah,
These
Or-
guys,
these
these guys
guys.
have chemistry, but they're a little all over the place. Signed
What
God.
was that show? Was it on Fox? It's like God Friended Me.
It's still a show. That exists right now. It's a real show.
That would be a great premise of a show where God left us a 1-star review on iTunes.
God's a troll. Kind of, and so he is a little bit. So it makes sense.
I mean, judging by the
gets
Bible, he has
nasty.
shitty taste. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's definitely. I'm not taking.
No,
God's word
I actually hear the Bible's pretty good. I'm Jewish. I wouldn't know.
True.
I mean, actually, I should. You know, the Old Testament. You know,
That's right. I got to read the sequel. Yeah, I think we
seen
should
the
do-
new one?
Yeah, right. I think for the 100th episode, we should do the Bible. I'm petitioning for that now. I'm putting it on the air. Let's read the Bible.
I would co-sign on whatever shit you guys catch.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're gonna get in there and read between the lines of the Bible and see if we can find something that nobody's noticed. A fresh take on the Bible is what I'm looking for. But yeah,
Yeah, no one's really dissected the Bible on a podcast. Well, they probably have actually.
Oh, they definitely have.
Yeah. I have no
They
idea.
definitely have, but not like you guys would.
I have no idea what's going on with the Bible these days.
A lot of characters, man. A lot of characters.
lot of characters.
And they're all like 100-something years old,
which is
or
kind of
older.
cool, actually. Yeah, it is. The ages in the Bible are the best part. Everybody's like 400.
They're really old.
Yeah. Yes.
That doesn't really add up.
But you got to read the Bible, man. All right, we're gonna catch up on this later. We'll talk about we'll read the Bible on the episode. So
Let's talk about the cease and desist.
Sure.
Let's talk about what book it was. you
Sure.
know.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been enough
yeah.
time. We can just name names and say the book. Right? This is going to be the end of us. He's going to catch wind of this and be like, all right, you pushed me too far.
We're gonna somehow get this on like tape and
Yeah.
just like mail it to him.
This will be like in the documentary about our lawsuit.
He'll be like,
the
"Is this-
tape of us saying this right now. We read a book. Here's the real backstory to this: is Ganesh picked this book. Me and Shane didn't like it.
Purely based on the cover.
from
I
the
thought
jump.
it was a cool cover.
From the jump, me and Shane were like, I don't think this is going to be a good book. I don't really want to do it. Ganesh.
And when you say good, obviously we're talking about good to
do on the podcast, yeah. Not good or bad book, but more like, will this be a fruitful episode for us to record?
Because
I didn't-
I gotta say, none of these books are good. I'll say it.
No, you're right. right.
Oh, so you're gonna say it? Okay.
There has to be some veneer of like they could be good. But
Yeah, right,
They're
right.
not good. That's the whole
Or
conceit of
there's
the
too
podcast.
many cease and desist letters.
There's just a couple things like I don't want to riff off some like dumb pickup artist book. You know,
the
we were
title
like,
put
fuck
us
that.
off
Because it's too
little bit.
easy or something. Or
It just seemed like blah. You know.
Yeah. So anyway, me and Shane were like, we don't want to do this book. And he stuck to his guns harder than he ever has before. He was like, we're doing this book. It's going to be great.
It had a cool cover. I read through like the first couple pages, and I was like, all right, this looks like it could be good.
shit's fire.
So then we started reading it, and it was okay, but it wasn't great. And halfway through, we were like, all right, this book kind of sucks. And then I will admit, we got very frustrated with the author.
We did. Yeah.
We were like, this book sucks. This author's like losing. Like this book is just terrible. Like, this
So, but
author's-
what made you say that, like, in earnest
Mm-hmm.
about this book when all the books suck?
There was like some overt misogyny.
Yeah,
Like
it was
yeah,
like over
in
the
this
top.
one, and we were just like, "Fuck this dude."
Yeah,
you
it was
know?
like over the top, like misogynist for just for the sake of it, and like not that we're like the arbiters of good taste, but it was just like I'm not having fun doing this book particularly. But either way, we made the episode. Ganesh made it salvageable because he's a good producer and adds stupid fucking fart noises and everything. Like, oh, this is great. So at the end, that's how we make any bad episode good. Ganesh just puts like air horns in it, and we're like, haha, that was fun.
We're like, "Wow, can you believe he did that?"
Exactly, yeah. That makes anything better. If you have a lull in your podcast, blast some air horns, man. That's our number one rule. But so we released this podcast into the world. Whatever. Not all the episodes are winners. We have a pretty hard and fast rule that we'll just release it because fuck it. Like not everything's gonna be perfect. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. So we released it, and then like a week. So we also, when we release an episode, we do social media. So we another Ganesh's strike two here. He went on Twitter and was like, "We just read the worst book we've ever read," and then put the dude's fucking name in the tweet. And I was like, "Why are you? This guy probably has a Google News alert for
Yeah.
himself because all these authors are like."
And putting it on the immortal digital webs.
Exactly.
just,
So it's like,
just right there.
If
I
you're the
love
kind
it.
of person that's writing a free ebook on Amazon, you're probably the kind of dude that has a news alert on Google for your name.
And it turns out he was.
he did.
And then he liked the tweet.
But then, crucially, unliked it.
Oh,
He
yes.
didn't.
Yes. That's when you know.
I think at first he was like, "Oh, somebody's read my book," and then he.
Then he must have listened to the episode.
I could just imagine his face turning white and his jaw dropping. Like, what has become of me?
If I'm not mistaken, you called him a pervert in the episode.
Yeah, I did. All right, he had said some perverted stuff. You're right. We were pretty unfairly harsh on him. But so anyway, we just put this out in the world. Like the rest of the episodes, 99.9% of the time, nobody responds to it. Yeah, pull up. There's a lot of interesting stuff about him on there, which I won't get into.
On
here.
Amazon or
Just in life.
Whoa. This is not what I envisioned.
Yeah.
He looks like a young Republican.
He
worked for Fox News for like 11 years.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's why he's got that Bill O'Reilly style.
which
He's like,
may explain why he's litigious.
Yeah, right.
So then
Interesting.
we thought, as per usual, nothing will come of this. And then one day I get a letter from him in the mail. Not from him, from his publishing company. That has a cease and desist inside that says he's going to sue us for $100,000.
150,000.
Ooh.
with the full weight of Rupert Murdoch on.
Yeah, right. So like we had a couple weeks of going back and forth of like, what should we do? We came really close to taking it down.
No, we didn't. That was never going to happen. I was never going to let that happen.
You say that now. But
Were
there
you Ganesh? Were you the one who emailed Katie?
Yeah.
You were. You sounded kind of scared.
I was a little bit.
Yeah,
sounded
call him
like
out.
scared.
He was scared.
I was
You were like you were asking for advice, and we were like,
I
what?
most certainly was asking.
I
for
was
this.
I will say this: as solid as our legal ground was, it's not every day you get a letter saying I'm going to sue you for $150,000.
Yeah,
Even if it's
yeah.
bullshit,
Yeah.
you still take a pause to go like, what did I do
How does he
wrong?
arrive? How does he arrive at that number?
I don't know.
I mean,
It's
he's the lawyer.
It's
but-
complete.
It's
bullshit.
weird. It's a free book. I don't know.
Yeah.
What damages?
Yeah, zero.
Yeah.
We-
It doesn't make sense to me.
Emotional.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean that's very
I
emotional.
cried
story.
150,000 tears.
he
Those
honestly,
are expensive tears.
Yeah.
he may have. But yeah,
We talked about it for a little bit, and then we decided that I was going to contact a lawyer to see what they had to say. And then this really nice guy talked to me for like an hour about copyright law. And
and he was this like perfect New York lawyer who was just like, "Fuck him, don't give him an inch."
his name was like Frankie something. It was just like, he literally
like
told me to
mobbed up.
grow his act.
Frankie something down at the.
Told Ganesh,
You want me to
told
bring
us-
my boys over there?
Yeah, exactly. It's like Joe Pesci answered the phone.
It's like, ha funny.
He was like, "Hey, have you ever heard the expression 'don't poke the bear'?" I was like, yeah. And he was like, "Well, what you have done is you haven't really poked the bear, but you've poked a muskrat." And he's like, this dude's probably living in someone's basement, and he's like, he's not going to do anything. And then he explained to me that it's like it would actually go to federal court, which is a crazy endeavor. It would cost him a lot of money up front. You would have to put a lawyer on a retainer. It would cost him a shit ton of money.
Why would it go to federal court?
Copyright law
I see.
is a federal. Yeah.
So me and Shane are just like, yeah, this
We're
sounds
like,
right.
cool, good.
I have no input on this at all.
Trafficking libel across state lines. I
Yeah.
didn't know.
I mean, it's true. He was located in another state, so I don't know how that works.
So I reached out to him directly. I was like, first of all, fuck this guy for just sending us this letter and not like being like, hey, can you like take this down?
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing.
personally?
If he had, I mean, I hate this. We wouldn't have taken it down, but if he had just reached out and been like, hey, why are you calling me a pervert? Like, why are you saying that
Yeah.
I wrote the worst book ever? We probably would have edited the episode or removed the tweet or whatever.
I would just be like, in an email, I would just be like, because you are.
Yeah, well, can you prove that you're not a pervert? But so basically, if he had reached out in a nicer way, we may have tried to work with him to do something to like edit the episode or whatever. But he immediately just sent us this bullshit cease and desist from like LegalZoom.com.
It's
that
not
he fucking
even
copied and
love it.
pasted.
Like that's not even a piece of like legal stuff at all.
No. Yeah.
Anyone can just do
it
that.
didn't come from a lawyer; it just came from
Yeah.
him and his publishing company, which is him.
Yeah, it turns out. So we did some more digging on this guy after we kind of had more of a ground to stand on. after
God.
Ganesh talked to this
Thank
guy.
God you did.
It turns out
His work.
his
was
publishing company is just himself.
Him, yeah, of course.
And
He also didn't have.
That's what I am.
Yeah,
It's just
right?
me. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is he also
I'm just
didn't. He
a piece
didn't
of
have a
shit.
copyright.
the copyright is not registered in the state of Texas. And we found out he used
Or
to live
anywhere.
in Chicago, so we looked in Illinois. Like no copyrights for this character.
So
or
he was
book
the whole
series
basis of this was
exists.
copyright infringement. You may have had a case if he was saying like libel or whatever, because we were saying some fucked up things about him, I guess, on the show, which was a learning experience. I probably wouldn't say shit like that about an author again.
If that goes to court and like he's like, is there any precedent for like, oh, if it's true, it's not libel?
That's true. I would have to do.
It's pretty
some,
subjective, but
I would have to find some evidence that
You would have to try to seduce him.
I could.
We
do
can
it.
just take passages from the book and be
Yeah,
like,
look at this.
Yeah.
This guy's a freak. I mean,
yeah.
again,
and like case studies, like from like his colleagues at Fox News.
that's true. Yeah. What did you think?
Analog
about this guy?
cases.
Did he strike you as a freak? Well, then again, like I hate whatever. He's probably a normal guy. I understand that it sucks to probably see a podcast trashing you. Which I wouldn't really say we trashed him, but like I get it. When you're a self-published author, it probably sucks to just see your name on Twitter being like, "This guy wrote the worst book ever." But that's like the worst way to respond. Like, just email us and we'll figure it out. So yeah, we got really indignant and righteous about it, and we're like, "Fuck this guy. We're not gonna give in to him."
Well, after I found out I worked at Fox News for 11 years, at that point I was like, fuck this guy. Before that, I felt really bad because I felt like we were tearing down this guy and his passion project. And I don't ever want to like shit on someone for like their hobby that they're like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Even though you were offended by what he wrote.
Yeah, because I think that even if for one thing, offended is like, do I think it was like evil? No,
But
It
he was just offended.
well, sure.
So it's like, eye for an eye,
You're
It's
right.
like,
Oh, listen, we didn't take it down. we definitely think we're in the right, but it was a teachable moment, I suppose.
Yeah, I
for
think
us.
we learned like kind of how our podcast would be represented in a
Well, up
case
until
like this.
then, it
Like
was-
it's performative, it's satire, it's also criticism. It's like this weird blend of all these protected things. And I think no lawyers want to try have a fight against like the First Amendment. You know what I mean?
I mean, I do
So-
feel like we were fully protected by the First Amendment.
Yeah.
yeah. What,
But also-
what could you actually get sued for here? Like, I could sit here and say, like, fuck Trump, he's a piece of shit. No
Right.
one, what is he going to do to me? Like,
Nothing.
but if you read
You know?
if you read his book on a podcast and then published that,
And again, nothing would happen.
Right.
But also, Trump's not a middle-aged dude with no all the time in the world on his hands,
Yeah, right,
thinking
right.
like searching for himself on the internet, being like, "Who's talking about me?" Like, This guy. Like,
well,
we-
I'm not. Yeah, and I'm not talking about whether he'd win or not.
Sure.
Or no, whether
Whether
he'd do it or not, or
But
whether
whether,
he'd
oh yeah,
win
I
or
don't think
not.
this guy
Yeah.
would have won. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, we're pretty confident that. I mean, that's also why we didn't take it down and why nothing's happened. Like we stuck to our guns and we left it up.
this guy probably thought that he would send us this letter, we'd freak the fuck out and take it down.
And we almost did. At least I did. I was like, maybe we should just take this down. I don't want to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, I just didn't want to have like a ongoing headache with this guy.
But then it kind of turned out to just go away, which
Yeah.
is good. So it's good.
Yeah, so how did it get resolved?
There was no result.
There was no resolution.
He
We just
he just
ignored it.
stopped.
I will say
Yeah.
we deleted the tweet that said he wrote a bad book, because I get that sucks and you don't want to see that. Like, I understand, like, you don't want your, I mean, that's.
Can I tweet it?
Sure, do it again. By all means, everybody go out there.
Just read your book, dude. Stop. You suck.
Hey, there's nothing against leaving Amazon reviews on this guy's books, but
That's
like,
true.
I
he
mean,
he like screenshots and tweets every review on his book, and there's been like 15 reviews. So he's
I wrote him a 5-star review.
Yeah, let's check him out.
You did.
You did not.
Ganesh
I
left
did
him-
too.
Ganesh left him
Can I find it
a
right
petty
now?
Yeah,
5-star.
you can.
All right, let's click on
Sounds about right.
This says
That's the one.
$2.99. It's because I'm not forging transcript documents. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Or he might have brought the price.
we might have pissed him off into putting a price on that book.
Where's blowing up now.
That's true.
How to? Oh wow, 1-star review. How to pick up a boring book with minor reference to the title description. That's a goddamn.
Was that you, Shane?
No, that's
No.
not.
What's the title of your review? Do you remember?
No, but there's only but so many.
Was it under
reviews.
your name?
What's your?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
under-
just Ganesh?
Yeah, it should be under my first name. It's a 5-star review.
See all 26 reviews. Oh, he got over the 25. I hear
Oh,
25 is the
nice.
threshold.
Maybe thanks to our episode. Honestly, someone did respond to our tweet and was like, "Wow, I want to get this book."
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
it's the
first
funniest
time
part
that's
about it.
ever happened.
There's a lot of 5-star reviews. I'm honestly appalled.
Friends and family.
But no joke.
And
That is the only episode where somebody's responded to the tweet and been like, "I'm going to read this book myself." That was the only one where there's actual in writing evidence that we convinced somebody else to read this book. So he should apologize.
A 1-star review titled "Not Funny." I was hoping for humor and great writing. I didn't get either. And the author clearly knows nothing about ninjas. I used to study ninjutsu.
Damn. All right, fair
The
enough.
author makes a mockery of the art, not impressed. Jesus.
That guy just got sued for $450,000. He's destitute now. Jake,
That's
you took up all
actual
his work.
libel. Like, you tell him you don't know ninjutsu.
You don't know anything about it. I should have said that about him. You
I
don't know
can't. I
anything about
can't find
ninjutsu.
your.
Maybe he deleted
review.
it.
There's no way. Why would he delete a 5-star review?
Just
Because-
because he hates you.
Yeah, he's
You're his nemesis.
passionately.
You wronged him. Even an ironic 5-star review is not good enough for him.
I hope he thinks about me at night.
Probably does. I do. I'm gonna eat another donut.
Oh, I found it.
What's it say? I've never even heard it.
Oh God, entertaining is the title. The title is entertaining.
I'm all petty as hell.
Yeah.
You're a little rat,
Entertaining.
man.
5 stars. 5 stars. I see it. All stars are colored yellow. Good, entertaining sci-fi book.
I would love for him to come on the show and talk to us.
True friends exchange legal threats to each other.
That's true.
That's amazing.
We've already broken that barrier, bud.
Yeah. That was the other thing. He sent us this cease and desist and this legal threat, and then Ganesh tried to reach out and he totally ghosted him. Like, talk to us.
Also,
Come on, man, if
his
you're so-
his cease and desist had absolutely no contact information on it.
On purpose.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny.
He's scared.
He's just like, you got served. That's it.
Yeah. He's probably like with his wife. He's like, "Babe, I'm gonna write those guys, those little shits."
You think he's married?
Oh,
is
we
married.
looked
He's
it up.
married?
We found out.
I paid for a background check on this motherfucker.
we found out quite a bit about
Yeah, we know his address.
Now, I will say it got better after that just because a couple weeks later we had a different author reach out to us and send us a really nice note,
Yeah, we
which
did.
kind of like tipped the scales a little bit.
Even though you weren't kind. to
We
the
were
book.
kinder to him. It was a better book.
I didn't call him
But the
a
thing
pervert.
is, are you guys ever kind? Is there ever
Yeah,
a point where
for
you're like,
sure.
wow, this is actually like
There's
kinda
definitely
good?
books where we've been like, all right, I'll never say it's. It sounds shitty. I'll never say it's good, like in a way that's like, wow, that was.
That was moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's books where
is
I'm like,
it
that was fun.
It's funny or
Yeah.
something like
It's a
that.
fun
yeah.
book.
It's like
Yeah.
good stuff.
I
There's
had a good
actually
time
good
reading this
books, you
book.
guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm not talking about fucking like Moby Dick here, you know?
No.
You know?
There are definitely books where at the end of it we're like, that was a fun read. Like, I would say more often than not, probably.
Yeah, for sure. Like there was the one where there was a fist fight in a burning down house.
That fucking rule.
And it was so fucking funny and entertaining and good. Like we were losing our mind.
Yeah.
We were laughing so hard.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And it was great. And
Did they live?
One person didn't.
No, yeah. He like punched him into the fire and like
He died.
He watched his body like burn up.
Oh, that's
and
awful.
that guy's like pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Or no, because the other guy had pushed his wife down the
Do you
stairs.
remember what episode this was?
The Magpies.
The
Oh, hell, man,
Magpies.
you are the
Beautiful.
encyclopedic knowledge of our podcast.
I remember that one because that was one that a reader or a listener sent to us. Was like, "Yo, y'all should read this. This is the worst book I've ever read."
It was.
And then we read it, and I was like, "This was actually pretty good."
Occasionally, it's not. The thing is, it's never so much that the whole book is good, but sometimes we'll hit scenes that are like,
Scenes,
this is
yeah.
amazing that this is happening. Like, a fist fight in a burning like crumbling house is fucking amazing.
With
Like,
nothing before that to suggest that would even happen.
Yeah, just jump right into that. So,
They didn't say this was going to be in the book.
exactly.
Right. Most of the rest of the book was just roommates arguing about like music being too loud and shit like that.
Or like another book that I remember having a really good scene. There's a book about an alien who comes down and goes to the Hoover Dam and steals a man's clothes.
No, his dead wife's clothes. The alien wears this dude's dead wife's clothes to the Hoover Dam.
Yeah. I'm like, why would that ever be in a... Who would write that? Who would come up with that? And we read it, and it was great. Like, there's just little moments in each book where it's like, who thought of this? And thank God it exists.
And also coming into these moments with like really no context.
Yeah.
And then just watching it play out.
Yeah.
That's like really fun too.
Yeah.
That adds to it. I feel like if we read up to these points, we'd be like, oh, that's not so good.
Right. No, yeah. So overall, yeah, I would say, despite the fact that the books are technically bad, we do generally try to go into it with the idea of like, let's have fun with it and not be like I didn't want the podcast to be mean-spirited. Like, I feel like that's our goal generally. I don't want to be mean-spirited.
I was gonna, in my introduction, because I was gonna explain it before I was like, yeah, you should just do it. I called it hilarious, brightly sardonic, and dare I say, downright sadistic.
Ooh. Good Lord. I've never had-
And what I'm hearing is that you guys definitely don't feel that the last part is true. But the thing
Don't
is,
get me wrong,
I'm,
it can be.
I'm definitely exaggerating though.
Yeah,
like
no.
you guys are not like
I would say we try not to be totally mean, but we will turn on books quick if it's bad.
Yeah.
I think some of the content is sadistic. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like
Yeah.
the cop fetish thing is so weird, and there's a whole market of
Yeah.
like women.
But like, what do you
reading
mean
these
cop
things.
fetish? It's like
It's
like
like-
hot cops.
It's like
Yeah.
hot cops.
They're not strippers.
But with
They're-
like
No.
emotionally damaged.
It's always like cops.
that
were
sounds like noir. No, it's just like that's noir.
But it's not good. It's not good enough to be noir. There's not the underlying kind of.
Well, a lot of
pulpy-
noir shit. So
True.
let's remember. But
That's true.
It's not. Yeah, no. There's no cool guy like. There's no Philip Marlowe. You know, in
Oh,
these
that's
books.
right. Shane's our resident noir.
I like Raymond
expert.
Chandler. It's fun. They're fun reads. It's not like that. There's like no case. There's no cool like slickness about it. These are like good old boys from the South. Like they're always written as like these
us.
quiet, good old boys.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
it's really like
Love when you break out that southern accent.
yeah, do you can you not do it? You're from the south.
Oh, I
too.
can definitely do a southern accent.
Where are you guys from the south?
I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
Ooh, that's the south. That's
Yeah.
definitely the south.
yeah. I grew up like near Charlottesville, Virginia.
Ooh,
Kenish's from DC, so that
You
doesn't
guys-
really count.
you're from what? Nova, right?
Yeah, I'm from Nova, but I lived in Richmond for like 12 years, 13
Kanish
years.
went
Wow.
through a heavy redneck phase where he was wearing cowboy boots all the time.
I mean, he's got a like basically straight Bill O's hat on. Right now.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that was like I was so happy when you guys opened. Like when I opened the door to you guys, I was like, holy shit.
No, yeah. Despite being from DC, Ganesh has the most southern vibe of all of us, I feel like. You still have the accent a little bit, for sure.
It definitely comes out when I drink, or when I used to drink.
That's what our producers say.
It's fun. I like doing the southern accent. We do accents on the show a lot. Ganesh reads in a different voice every 3 lines.
Yeah.
So, which is really impressive. I didn't know he could ever do that for all the years I knew him.
You know, I've never told you this, but there was a moment like 9 years ago when I was at Ganesh's apartment and he had to give a
Oh, so you guys have known each other for quite some time.
about 13
13 years.
13 years.
Yeah.
And he was at his apartment prepping. I think you had an assignment in your English class where you had to go and give a speech, but like with a voice. And you didn't know what kind of voice to do, so you did like a Batman voice. You
That's
were doing
right.
like
That's right.
What kind of Batman? Christian Bale.
Like the
Christian
Christian
Bale.
Bale.
he was doing Christian Bale's Batman, and you were really good at it.
and you thought, someday, I'll make
and
you a
then
star.
now he does that voice all the time on this podcast.
Oh.
And I'm
Wait,
just like,
how
man,
how old are you guys, and where'd you guys go to college?
We're all 30.
we're 30.
Yeah, so you're my age.
Yeah, and we
and
went
where'd
to
you
Virginia Commonwealth University.
You VCU.
VCU.
Oh, back in those days, was that when they were like going to like the Sweet 16 and shit?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
yeah,
man.
I remember that.
Shaka Smart days.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they went to the Final Four the year we graduated.
Yeah,
that's
we
right.
Yeah.
There it is. That must have been wild.
we
It
all
was pretty
met.
cool.
For some reason, I'm like having this like either deja vu or jamais vu moment where I like feel like I recognize you now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's very strange.
When you meet
but it's
somebody
now,
from Richmond, it's pretty. We're all the same in our heart.
maybe it's just the O's hat, and you guys are from near where I.
Yeah,
grew
that's
up.
probably
Yeah,
about
I
it.
went to Maryland, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're all basically the archetype of Virginians, of like hipster 2006 Virginians.
Yeah,
I love it.
We went to art school.
Yeah, that's
I rode a fixed gear bike around for like 7 years.
Those were the days. And now you're an old man.
What do you mean? My knees don't even work anymore.
We all went to art school. We met there. We all got randomly paired in our dorm together.
Yeah.
That's how we all met.
I was a painting printmaking guy. You were
I
animation.
majored in animation.
And I dropped out of photography and film because I could not draw.
And then went to English.
Yep.
English major.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you guys do like books, actually?
Sure.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how'd you guys? The question I'm leading up to is how'd you guys start this?
Oh, that's a good question.
So
Yeah.
we had a whole other
yeah.
thing that
So
we were
basically-
really into, and it just didn't.
We'd been wanting to do something
Work.
creative together for a while, and we thought a podcast would be easy and fun, and we gives an excuse to just hang out and talk to each other. Originally, what we had done was we had a podcast that was just based around the weirdness of like Amazon.com, like everything encapsulated. So like what we had
That's
a bunch,
much different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of different segments in it. We had one where we would like dig into like a rant, like you know how sometimes you'll go on like reviews of something and you'll just find some batshit insane thing and you're like, who is this guy? Who reviewed this taser and said like this hurt or something?
I use this on myself. And it hurt.
I bought a scale for not drugs yesterday, and I don't sell drugs, by the way.
just like
these
the
are these are like random like research chemicals I buy from like China and shit, and just put in my body and see what happens.
Hell yeah, super
But
rad.
I'm on one of them right now. So yeah,
Yogurt.
and I see like the dude, someone's reviewing it. They're like, yeah, it didn't come with the little red ribbon that was in the picture. I was like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like,
Yeah, so Amazon is just fucking is a weird place. So we'd go to all these weird ass products like who reviewed like there's body bags on Amazon.
Yeah,
who
you
reviews
buy
that? There's like
big body
reviews that are like
bags.
this wasn't heavy enough to carry the body I have.
Yeah, not good with like wet stuff.
Yeah.
Like
So we
it-
would like look at that shit. There was what else? We had we had a gag where we'd buy each other a gift under $5 every episode and look at it. And like one of the segments we did was we'd read free ebooks. And every time
There it
we
is.
did it, we'd think, man, that's the funniest part of the show. And the rest of it was
how
always
many
kinda-
episodes did it take you guys to realize
we
that?
did like
We-
three.
Oh
We
shit.
did-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
So
just
that's-
did-
yeah, you guys basically
We did
jump
tests.
right into it. Yeah.
yeah.
We
like,
never even released those. We were just basically like, what is something? We thought that was a funny idea just because we all thought Amazon was like it's weird. It's a weird thing.
we had it kind of like a variety show. We had like segments,
Right.
You
We
know,
would do
like,
games where I would like read movie reviews and they would have to guess what movie it was and shit like that. But
And sometimes it was funny, but we just felt like the one consistent thing that was always really funny was the books. And then we just had an epiphany one day. It was like, why don't we just do that?
Yeah.
Instead of reading one chapter of a book, why don't we just try to read as much as we can of a whole book and then skip the other stuff that was like hit or miss?
we realized we did like a test run of it, and we were like, this is like pretty much a perfect hour. We're like, this is just long. This is like the perfect length of
Pat
stuff.
myself on the back. It was a perfect hour of podcast. No, but it was not perfect. But it was just substantially better than what we had done. It was just
Yeah.
like, this was, why not take the one thing we're pretty good at and think is the funniest and just make that the whole thing?
and a lot less work because the other idea we had to do
Oh my
like
God, yeah.
a lot of research and shit like that, which we're not trying to do, man.
Yeah. So, and then also, basically, we just figured that let's just hone in on the one thing that we're actually good at. The one thing, and it just felt too scatterbrained to have this weird, kind of ambiguous podcast about Amazon in general. Like, it was easier.
That's
to be
basically what ours is. It's
Yeah.
this ambiguous podcast about writing and art, and we
see,
just get random ass people.
That's at
on
least
here.
like a focused niche, whereas Amazon was
Right.
like, well, we could focus. Like, Amazon
Yeah.
has everything on it. We could have done random products, random movies. I mean, we're doing ebooks. Like, it was just
Yeah.
too much, and we just honed in on the one thing that we were good at.
And this, it really lends itself perfectly for like the 3 people part. Like you read,
Yep.
we
comment.
comment, and our vibes are like so different that
Yeah.
like I was really surprised by how, I guess sonically, I like our voices sound
We
different
do sound
and
pretty
like,
distinct from each
You're
other.
very
Yeah.
distinct. Yeah.
and so it kind of flowed like really well. I was
And just,
really
like,
shocked by it.
Sure. And just a huge part of it was our natural chemistry. I mean, we knew each other for 12 years by the time we did this podcast. It was just, we talked like this without the microphone. So, like, it was just easy to put that in front of us. And then as the podcast went on, we started experimenting more. Ganesh started experimenting more with, like, sounds and, like, music and kind of setting a mood or a tone for the book as opposed to just a straight reading. And that kind of knocked it up a notch, like, to make it so much better. And that's basically how we got where we are now, which is... I'm pretty happy with our podcast.
Yeah.
I've
Superstars. You guys are mega stars now.
Yeah, I know.
75 million.
That's true. I am
Facebook
beating
followers,
people off me in the
friends.
street just to make them love.
Beating people off in the street?
Yeah, man. It's, somebody's got to do it. So yeah, no, but that's basically the genesis of our podcast. All right, I'm going in for the third donut.
Do it. What if I brought my book onto your guys' podcast, and you guys just ripped it.
If you want to do that,
You guys just ripped it.
we'll do it.
That
I'm
would
going to
be
make you
great.
sign a waiver first.
Yeah, you're gonna see me for $150,000.
Probably, but I'll have nicer legal.
Yeah, you bring a real
Katie,
lawyer.
we're rolling right now. No, I'm serious. Like,
Yeah,
this
sure.
is, I'm putting this
Yeah.
into the
I think
airwaves.
I'll do it. Yeah. Do you want to come on and rip it with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I need a good reason to go down to Brooklyn.
All right. Well, that's a
know?
good
Yeah.
one to have us just
Yeah,
shit on your
come
book.
on
Okay.
down.
That's a date.
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
And
That's gonna be great.
Ganesha's apartment's really fun to hang out in.
There's 8,000 cats in there.
3 cats.
And I don't know what I need to do to disinhibit you guys, but I don't want any like held punches. You know
No,
what
we'll
I
be
mean?
good.
Like,
Once we start reading it,
I need-
I can't stop.
yeah, haymakers, haymakers.
I've never held back on the show, which is why I've been threatened with legal action.
Yeah, exactly. I want to feel like
You're gonna come back
should,
fuming and
Yeah.
mad. Oh, I'm gonna get these guys.
like I should just stop writing.
I don't want you to feel that way. But yeah, no, we won't pull any punches. Come on down.
Yeah, I
We'll have
love
fun.
it.
Yeah,
I love
for
it.
sure.
All right, good.
Yeah,
okay.
that would be really cool. Because we had always talked about, like, if an author ever were to
We've
come
been wanting
on.
to have an author come on the show and defend himself. So it'd be cool if you were there while we were doing it.
Yeah, we'll do it, and then I'll defend myself afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, we'll give you like a
It's like
15
holding court.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have like a
Yeah.
15-minute response. Yeah, let's do that.
That's
That's a
great.
good idea.
I
Yeah.
think you should be mic'd up while we do it, so you can just
Yeah, of
like
course. We'll get-
call us out.
We're gonna get him on-
absolutely.
we're gonna get him-
I was
yeah.
actually gonna join.
Yeah,
I was
you
just
should,
gonna
yeah.
be like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
what the fuck
for
is this
sure.
line?
No,
Like,
he should get on the fourth mic and we'll do his book.
That'd be great.
I
yeah.
seriously think we should do that.
It would be so much fun.
Yeah, no joke.
I love it.
Cool. Yeah, we'll set that up.
Yeah.
Ganesh,
That'd be good.
you're the you make the
I'm the
appointments.
guy? All right,
of
I got
course
it.
you're the guy.
Will
It's
I
your
be
home.
Will I be the first guest?
No, we've had 3 other guests.
We've had-
And were they
Three.
other writers whose books you?
No, they're
reviewed?
just like comedians.
Just
and stuff like
people,
that.
yeah.
So yeah, you'll be our first author to come on.
Beautiful.
Yeah, which will
Oh
be
my
good.
God.
That'll be a milestone.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah, that'll be great. I actually think we should really do that. That'd be a great idea. So let's do it. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm gonna eat the last donut now.
Do
It
it.
seems like we're approaching the end.
He is eating the donut.
Can you hear it?
Oh, well now.
It's beautiful.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's a
You
great
are
donut.
profusely sweating from the pits.
And he's
am for sure. It's hot in here.
he's gonna spit a verse after like while he's chewing.
That's true. Give me 10 minutes. Dude, I actually am, no joke. I'm sweating a lot.
That's a hot day.
I'm getting a feed into my ear from the producers. They
you
want me to
saying?
ask a question.
Yeah.
What do you guys hope for the podcast? You know, what do you guys want to do? Are you guys just
Infinite-
content to just keep doing it and see where it goes, or do you guys have goals?
I
or,
love
like, you know?
unending power and fame.
We have some ideas. I mean, we want to try some new like mediums out. I think we have talked a lot about doing like something
show.
like a live show, and I feel like that could exist on
That's
like
fucking horrifying.
like on Twitch or something, like a live Twitch show with like direct like live feedback from listeners, you know, something like that.
Or even just like live, like at a venue in Brooklyn.
yeah, like a little performance.
we
art
want to expand.
space
I
or
mean,
that'd be
yeah,
awesome.
we all come from like, or at least me and Shane and Ganesh to an extent, come from like visual, artistic backgrounds. So like, I definitely think that video or some sort of I don't know if it's a live stream or some sort of. I'm not sure, but we want to expand more in that direction.
Yeah, and
I mean, I love the podcast, and it's. I mean, Sappy, it's like my favorite thing in my life is the podcast. I feel the most proud of it out of everything I've done. So I do love that, but I think that there's potential to grow in other directions as well.
Yeah, and I mean, when we started it, we were like, man, if we get like 10
These donuts
listens,
are killing me, by the way. But yeah, go on.
Are you having a diabetic episode or
I'm
something?
gonna
or-
pass out. I'll see you guys later. This sweating is not from the heat.
don't let the donuts win, bud.
Thermal dynamic release.
There's like nuclear fission going on inside of me. Anyway, so yeah, you were saying we were going to be satisfied with 10 listens.
Yeah, and then it kind of got a little bit bigger. Then we got some cool press, got some cool write-ups.
Nice. Where?
AV Club.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we
Very
were
cool.
We were like mind blown at that, and
Yeah.
then
Basically, we just wanted to make something that we found funny, that we liked, and that our friends would like, and whatever else was just kind of gravy.
And the funniest thing is that our friends don't even listen to it.
that's right.
Yeah, random people do, which is cool. That's even cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
That's great.
Honestly, like, echoing Shane, like, we had such low expectations. And frankly, it's not like we've achieved any massive amount of success, but it's so much more than we ever imagined. And just like the idea that people listen to us and think that it's funny and worth your time is like more than I ever imagined us achieving with this. So yeah, all in all, it's been an extremely positive experience. I don't know. I'm really happy with it. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm super happy with it. And
I actually
soon
hate
we're
it.
going to have our own fucking network, the Original Kings of Content, LLC, patent pending.
Yeah, that's
Bang, bang.
That's another thing we joke about a lot, but I could really see, I mean, you're a talented editor and producer. I could see us like making more shows. The other night I was thinking like, what if we wrote out like a 6-episode like thing, and it wouldn't, it was just like a thing that we worked on and produced it, and then we released it all at once or
This
something.
definitely
like
has
that.
gotten the creative juices flowing for
Yeah.
us a little bit. I mean, they always have been to some extent, but I feel like this is the first thing we've actually accomplished in a way where it's like we stuck with it.
Me and Austin
Yeah.
have written a ton of shit, like for like web shows and stuff like that we just didn't do anything with because we're like, oh, we don't really have the means to do it.
Yeah.
So this like podcasting is easy. I mean, as far as like a barrier of entry standpoint, it's easy to do. Spend a couple $100, get all the shit you need, learn how to edit, and like,
Say words.
yep, that's all it is.
So yeah, overall, what?
Oh, yeah,
that.
she
Sorry.
hates the background
No,
noise.
I get it.
I like it. It's like ambiance.
Yeah,
You know?
we're in New York City.
Exactly.
Big
It's like
city,
Hey
dude.
Arnold, you
That's
know?
right. It is. I think that all the time when I'm walking around.
We're keeping this.
Yeah, but shit, you hear cats shitting on our podcast constantly.
Yeah, we even have little music that goes in the background now for cat breaks, just because Ganesh gets tired of editing around it.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, so overall, I would say what we want to achieve is basically what we have done already, and just hopefully find more people who like it.
Yeah, I think the live performance would be really fun.
want a
'Cause
soundboard.
You guys come from performance things. Like you did stand up.
Yeah.
You played in a band. You were like the front man of a band.
Ganesh plays a fucking saxophone, something we never talk about. This
Yeah.
guy can
Billy
rock
Clinton.
and mean sax. Yeah, it's also wears this extremely ballin' jacket while he does
Yeah,
it. You
That's
look
right.
fresh,
And a
dude.
gold chain.
Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, that's kind of part of your aesthetic. As an aging Indian man, you need the gold chain for sure.
Yeah, next year there'll be 2.
It's like rings in a tree.
Soon I'll be rocking a pinky ring.
I can't wait for that. But yeah, so that's those are generally our hopes for the future.
I
I'd
gotta
say.
say, I feel like it's I kind of have to defend us here because I find your podcast just incredibly funny,
Well, I appreciate
and yet
it.
we're always trying to build community, like literary community. So how do I like wash that with the fact that we're kind of making fun of books here?
Yeah.
Sure.
But at the same time, I really do believe in it as a form of satire, like a la The Daily Show or something like that. Like,
sure.
because people can self-publish their own shit now.
Yeah.
Like someone's got to tell them they suck. I'm serious. Like I'm and I don't say that to be mean, but like in a sense, like especially if they're being misogynistic or something like that, and you start
Right.
calling them out and like for all these things. Like I actually do think, while it might not be the nicest thing to do in the world, if there's no gatekeeper anymore,
right.
in
yeah.
a
Well, I
certain
think if you're going
way,
to put
like,
yourself
you
out
gotta-
there with something creatively,
yeah.
then you should. It's valid for us to respond. and
Exactly,
if-
especially when there's 25 people on Amazon reviews saying like
right.
entertaining.
And ultimately,
5 stars, 25 Ganesh Sarmas out there.
and
Love this
ultimately
book.
the joke's on us because we're the ones taking the time to read these fucking books. And also it's not like we have great taste to begin with. I love bad movies. I watch Lifetime movies like not as a joke, just because I like watching bad shit. I like reading bad shit.
We
I don't
tried
know.
watching Hallmark movies. Ironically, we just got in.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
just went
Ganesh
in,
watches
you know?
them unironically complete. He loves them.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
really
I-
heartbroken that Lori Laughlin's going to jail.
There definitely is like a place in like
Oh, she
the
was on a lot
world's,
of those, wasn't
like,
she?
she's a
Sorry.
star.
creative conversation about like trash shit, like culture. Like look at like Vanderpump Rules and stuff. Like
Yeah, the
this is
reality,
like really
yeah.
vapid, like dumb shit, but it's like entertaining. You know what I mean? And it's did they know at the beginning that it's entertaining for the reasons why it's entertaining
Right,
to me?
And in some
No.
ways, that's what makes it art.
Right.
You
And
can interpret it any way you like.
but these books are like a launching
That's gone a little
pad.
bit too far.
no, this is art. What we do is art.
They're a launching pad for us to like riff on and like improvise. Like many of the jokes are like at our expense.
Sure.
Like we're very
Yeah.
like
But I agree with you. Like, I do
deprecating.
think that if you want to put yourself out there creatively, then you're open to criticism and review.
And if you have to hate yourself to hate other people.
That's right.
You know?
Boy, do I. Good Lord. Let me tell you. And I hate them, so it works out.
Us?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Well, when you put the jacket on, it's like 10 times worse.
Guess
So-
we're not sharing a cab home together.
No, I'm taking the train, man. I'm not making that Patreon money yet.
You guys should race.
On foot. I'll do it. Come on. Yeah.
You think you'd beat me in a foot race?
Hell no. I'd be dead by like 70th Street.
I mean, me too.
That's a far
That's still a lot of
Yeah.
streets.
Oh,
That's
I'd
70
be
blocks, but
well, I'd have walked 60 of those blocks, and I would just get hit by a car. But yeah, so
I had that same thought actually today. I was like, man, I'm glad you actually had that question though. You know, because like we do.
like, is this fucked up?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's
well, because you guys aren't sadistic. I was really saying that tongue in
Yeah.
cheek. I was going to. You know.
Well, sometimes we are though. That's the thing. It's like it's not.
But you say way worse shit about me and Shane than you do about anything.
You deserve it.
But to put it in perspective, you guys aren't like, Alex Jones saying, Hillary Clinton is like part of the Illuminati and like a Satanist. Like, you know what I mean? Like there are levels to this.
Sure.
So I wouldn't say it's sadistic.
Nothing we say is wrong per se, but
It
it,
is,
can
you
be
know.
mean or in poor taste. And we're not like, hey, go find this author and beat the shit out of it. It's
Dude,
like, hey, this book's just
we spent
stupid.
30 minutes talking about adults in diapers once, man. Like we're not
More than
doing,
one.
like,
Exactly.
good shit here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would say hopefully that this sheds light on smaller books that maybe don't get an audience, but also sheds light on some people who shouldn't be writing at all. I think it's good with the bet. So yeah,
And I want them to keep writing because
we need
otherwise,
more
what would
content,
we read?
baby. Yeah, that's right. Keep pumping out these books.
Hey, I've been Amazon book reviewed before. I
Yeah?
feel like now that should be a verb.
It's true.
You
Yeah,
know, when I
you're
wrote my third novel as a stripling, 21-year-old stripling.
What were your Amazon reviews like? Are they
No,
good?
they weren't. They never got published or anything. It's just that I sent it to my friend's dad in Seattle, and he was just like,
he
he was
ripped
like,
it?
this blows pretty much in so many words. And I sent some angry email back, and he was like, that's some good writing right there.
Well, if you want your work to be torn apart line by line by three idiots, please.
Yeah.
Come to Brooklyn.
I have already volunteered. Yeah, trust me, I'm coming down.
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be the continuation.
I think we're good. Yeah,
Cool,
I mean
cool.
we've established my apocalyptic scenario. So yeah, let's.
Which, by the way, for the record, I ate all 4 donuts.
Well done.
You
bud.
did it. Oh, good.
They're gone.
With no beverage.
Yeah,
that's
no,
the most impressive part.
I had 1 cup of water, and I finished it like before the second donut. So,
Oh no,
hell yeah,
Man.
Very proud of myself.
you'll
If you
get
guys don't hear from me tomorrow, I went out the way I wanted to.
Okay, that's it for today's episode. If you like what you heard, please subscribe and review on whichever platform you're listening. You can get in touch with us on Twitter at Animal Riot Press or Facebook and Instagram at Animal Riot Press or through our website, animalriotpress.com. This has been the 16th episode of the Animal Riot Podcast with your hosts, Brian Birnbaum, and featuring the boys of the Amazon Book Club podcast, Ganesh Sarma, Austin Hanna, and Shane Burklow. Transcripts for our deaf and hard of hearing animals are provided by Jonathan Kay, and we are produced by me, Katie Rainey. See you later, you filthy animals.
Click, word, yes sir, it's the burn. Bombing on y'all and getting gully as the fern. I don't know much about Lee.